Hello everybody! We're back here with another song tutorial today. We will be going over Keep on Rockin' in the Free World by Neil Young. It's a great song to try if you've been going through my CAGED chord video series. This song uses all open chords, but has some tricky strumming and switching involved. I've simplified a couple parts, but will offer options to get it as close to the original as possible. So go ahead and download the PDF, which is down in the description below, which will give you the tab and the rhythm and all the chord diagrams for the song. All right, here we go. Here's the intro. So what I just played was actually the intro and the verses for the song. This part uses the chords E minor 7, D, and C. We will keep a consistent down-up strum, but as you will see, the chords sometimes switch on up strums, making it a little bit tricky. It starts by strumming the E minor chord, down, up, down. Then we switch to E minor 7 on the second up strum. And in order to make E minor 7, I'm just simply adding my pinky finger to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So that'll be down, up on E minor 7. And then after we get to that E minor 7 on an up strum, we're gonna ghost the next down strum. That just means intentionally miss the strings as you strum. Then continue strumming up, down, up. So the first measure of the tune will sound like this. In the second measure, we switch to D, strum down, up, down, and then switch to C on the second up strum. So it's just like the first measure, except instead of going E to E minor 7, we're going D to C. You'll also most likely want to release the D chord on the second down strum in order to get to C in time, like this. All right, do you see I release the D on the second down strum? Down, up, release, up on C. Then we do the same thing we did in the first measure. We ghost the next down strum on C, before continuing up, down, up. So the first two measures will all sound like this. Repeat. That's it. That's how the intro and the verse go. So let's move on to the chorus. Let me demo that for you first. The chorus starts on a G chord, and I happen to be using the Nashville fingering of the open G chord, as opposed to the traditional fingering. So let's just quickly go over those two, and I'll explain why I'm using Nashville. So the traditional G chord fingering is the 3-finger version, our first 3 fingers, right? We put our 2nd finger on the 6th string, 3rd fret, our 1st finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret, and then our 3rd finger on the 1st string, 3rd fret. It sounds like this. Then on the Nashville G, we bring our ring finger up to the 2nd string, and then we put our pinky where our ring finger was. So we have 4 fingers on the guitar. It sounds like that. So it's Nashville, traditional. Traditional, Nashville. Okay, so let's set up that G chord, and we're gonna strum down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Then we go to D, and we're gonna strum down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Then we go to C, we strum the same thing, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Then we have 2 options. We can either continue strumming down, up, down, and then switch to E minor on that next up strum. Or we can play the little descending bass line that leads us into the E minor. Let me go over that for you right now. So to play that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna leave your third finger on the third fret of the A string as you do when you're playing the C chord. So I have the C chord fretted still. Hit that note, so hit that third finger note on the 5th string, then play the 2nd fret on the A string with your 2nd finger, that note is B. Then play the open A string, the note A, and then the E string. And then we finish by fretting that E minor chord and then going up, down, up. Let me demo both of those versions of the chorus, and you can decide which one you want to try. So we're going G, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. D, same strum. C, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so that was with the descending bass line, so I went on C, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And what I'm doing is as I hit that open E string, I'm then getting set up for the E minor, up, down, up. The other option is to skip that line, that little lick there, and to just play the C chord for a little longer. Okay, so this would sound like this. G, D, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, we can do that a little slower. So from the C, so down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And I released the C on the 2nd down of that 2nd measure of C. So let me say that again. That 2nd measure I was playing the C chord, I released on the 2nd down in order to land on the E minor on the up strum. Similar to when we went from D to C in the verse. Okay, so one more time. See that? So we're moving right along here. We've gotten through the intro, the verse, and the chorus. And now we just need to do a little transition that will bring us back to the verse. So this transition takes us out of the chorus and brings us back to our verse, okay? So what he does is he essentially just plays an A chord for 4 measures. He's cycling between A sus2 and A major on various beats. It's kind of, when you listen to different recordings, it's kind of all over the place. He's not really consistent with it. So you can like try to mimic what he's doing by kind of using your ear, but just to keep it simple, I'm gonna give you a very structured and basic way to strum these chords through these 4 measures. So what we're gonna do on the first measure is we're gonna strum A sus2, which is just an A chord with the 2nd string released. However you like to play A with whatever fingers you like to use. Okay, I'm gonna use 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So we're gonna play that A sus2 on a downbeat with the down strum. Then ghost the up, then put your 3rd finger down for A, or 4th finger, however you're playing A. And continue going down, up, down, up, down, up. So that's A sus2, down, A. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the next 2 measures, except let's not ghost that 1st up strum anymore. Let's just keep strumming down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and switch to A on that 1st up strum. So it'll be like this. Then on the 4th measure, we will start the measure the same way as we did the 2nd and 3rd with that down, up, right? But on beat 3, we will hit an accented down strum and then another accented down strum on beat 4. Then we do a quick down, up on open strings, which sets up a return to E minor. Now, if you don't know what an accent in music is, it's just when we play a note slightly louder than the notes around it. And it doesn't have to be really loud, it just has to be louder than the notes around it. So if you're playing A, that was an accent. Accent. All right, so let me demo this transition, these transitional 4 bars that bring us back to the verse here. So we're starting with that A sus2, down, right to A. Okay, let me do that all one more time. A little slower. I'm gonna kind of try to explain some things as I go. So down on A sus2, then down on A major. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Second measure. A sus2, down, right to A, up. Repeat. What I also did was on those last two strums of the A chord, I went, right? I didn't ghost, I stopped the strings with like a dead slap or a karate chop. So when I do that, that's creating a marcato effect. And marcato, it just means marked. And what it usually means is accented and short. So, okay, so you can try that. I'm just using this blade of my hand to hit the A, and stop. And then that quick, so it's a quick down up there, back to E minor. And then you just play the verse. All right, so that's the song. What I will do now, of course, is play through the whole song. And I think a good way to practice this tune is to play the intro and verse part 4 times, chorus 4 times, and then the transition part once. Then when you feel like you're getting the hang of it, I would try putting the recording of the song on and try to play along with it. Playing along to songs does a lot of things for us. First, it helps us learn the form of the song. The form of the song refers to the order of the different parts, like how many times does he play the verse, what happens after the second chorus, how does he end the song, right? Those types of things. The answers to all those questions can be found by listening to the song. It also illuminates any rhythmic or tonal issues we are having with the song. So when playing along, we will need to keep a very steady rhythm. So if you are struggling with switching to certain chords or having an issue with the strum pattern, then the recording will expose this weakness in your playing. If that happens, it's totally fine. It happens to me all the time when I'm learning songs. You just want to hit the pause button and work on the tough sections on your own a little bit more. And practice them slow, very slow. If you happen to be using YouTube, then you can also hit the little settings button, which is that gear icon. It's in the right corner of the screen, I think, usually. And then you can do the playback speed option. And so you can slow the song down to your heart's desire. I highly recommend this. I also do this all the time. Like 3/4 speed is super helpful when you're first learning. Even like 90% speed can really be nice. And then the last reason we want to play along is because it's usually more fun. Like if you really like a song, you're already like listening to it. Now it's like bonus. You're playing along to it too. So anything that makes practicing more fun is gonna get us to practice more. So do that, okay? I like all that stuff. All right, so here you go. I'll play the whole thing, okay? All right. So that does it for today. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. And I gotta remind you to check out my CAGED Chords series. If any of the chords or concepts in this lesson are brand new to you or a little confusing, you just need a refresher maybe. So yeah, I'll put some links in the description below for you that I think will be useful. And then yeah, feel free to hit that subscribe and like button. And I'll see you all back here soon. Peace.